So one of the great things about living on the beach is that in the morning you can get up before no one is here. So check this out for all the islandproject.com members. But we're going to talk about how there's going to be peace declared April 24th. Our penthouse is right up there. It's the best unit in the whole place. Paid $5.5 million for it, folks. Absolutely sick. Closing on Trump Tower. Waikiki. Got a huge deal on that one too. That's property number 6. We're very stoked about that. But let's talk about this peace deal, because the general here predicted the Ukraine war. And now I'm predicting peace to suddenly be announced. But for a minute, in fact, this makes sense, taking the peace. Beautiful. Family vacation paradise too. A lot of you, for example, I was reading earlier today on CNBC that people were not taking as many vacations because of the empty cost, right? You go stay at a hotel, you never get the money back. Islandproject.com, it's a bank. It's a bank. You save your money outside of the system during hyperinflation, make money, capital gains, income, plus our 1000X token launch, and you get use. But that's besides the point. Obviously, I'm excited about what we've built. Ukraine war. The Ukraine war. Peace is soon to be announced. How do I know this and how do we know this? Well, number one, this was all a part of the geopolitical ploy of the world's elites to prepare for the World War III event with China. Ukraine was also a testing ground for all those weapons, autonomous drones, Palantir technologies, which I recommended because I knew about that before everybody else as well during the IPO. In fact, the top 3 companies in the world right now that are dominating kind of the new Halliburtons of the century are Palantir, Anduril, which hasn't gone public yet. And there's one other company, actually, I'll think about in a minute. But we know that peace is going to be declared because Donald Trump is stepping up his rhetoric, saying to Putin, he's like, stop those strikes on innocent civilians. So, of course, all the media is fake. Everything mostly you read is fake. All of it. Even the so-called new alternative media. With all the same mainstream media figures, like Tucker Carlson and I can't even think of her name. She's so irrelevant. But, the new alternative media, right? All the mainstream media pundits that are now the alternative media running their podcasts. So yeah, Megyn Kelly, right? All these people told you alternative media was fake news. Now they are the alternative media, right? So the Ukraine war will come to a close. Now, of course, it's not really coming to a close. Like, the world's constantly at war. War never ends. War never ends, folks. War is a constant, perpetual, endless, infinite moneymaker of the military-industrial complex. In fact, what you're not hearing about on the news is you're at war right now. Guess who you're at war with? Yemen. Donald Trump has been dropping BOMBs on Houthi rebels, which isn't even a country, for the last several weeks. And you haven't heard a single peep from the mainstream media. Oh, nothing. Why? How come there's no peep of the war in Yemen with the Houthis? Because it doesn't serve their narrative. The American people are only told what to think. That's why everyone parrots the same BS. When I go out to dinner, it's the same rhetoric. No matter if there's a Democrat or Republican sitting next to me, they all have the same darn stupid talking points of the mainstream media because they don't think for themselves. They're not thinking critically. They have no independent thought of reality. So here's what I'm going to encourage. It's beautiful this morning, today. Let's think independently and critically about what's really going on. For those of you really awake, spiritually awake, you'll know, drinking a cold brew, nitro, coffee, We are in a spiritual war. Anything you can't do, God can. Anything you think is impossible is possible. He'll will it. Any disease, he has the cure. Any loss of hope, he can provide it. No existence of joy, he can give it. Salvation. Why am I saying that? Because we're entering probably one of the darkest periods of history in the world. Look, John was on the island of Patmos, writing the book of Revelation. Many of the prophets and disciples went into the wilderness to find clarity, not too unlike the general here, by the way. And what I'm telling you now is that we really need to give thanks and glory that not only are these revelations playing out, everything, the biblical revelations, the prophecy, the holy book, end times, tribulation, which we've entered, the mark of the beast, the Neuralink chip, the Synchron chips, the economic collapse, the hyperinflation, the surveillance state, all of it. Instead of focusing so much attention on the politicians or the world, we need to be focusing more on God. We need to be focusing on the truth. We need to breathe. We need to breathe. Everything breathes, by the way. My good friend Donut came out here with me a week or two ago when we just closed on the place coming from Japan. By the way, we've got everything ready to go. So all of our members, talk to Papa John now. Come on in with a minimum of 150 units. Enjoy your summer vacation. This thing's ready to rock. Just got photos up. It's all third-party Airbnb. Rents at like $1,000+ a night, about $1,200+ on average. Of course, all of our members, if you've got $1 million with us, you got 30 days comped at any soon-to-be internationalized property at islandproject.com. You're bankrolling, saving your freaking money, making money, leading faith first with Christians. Make your reservation. And by the way, my dad, I called him, late last night, but I have instructed him. Very few left will get in. Closing the round. We did that video. I encourage you to watch it. Watch it with Papa John. So if you've been dancing around thinking about it, folks, and we know who you are, pulled the trigger. Just had another gentleman come in with $200K from Canada yesterday. You know who you are. God bless you. I'm going to put this nitro brew down for a minute. I'll come back and grab it in a second. Sunrise is coming out. God is speaking to us all. Get a little jogging. So too many people are focusing on the world. They're focusing on Trump, yada, yada, yada. The politics, the civil war, the economic collapse, the low vibration, the depression, the anxiety. God wants you focused on joy. Wants you focused on hope. Focus on big things. I mean, look what we've built. God did that. Dominating. Because we're not waiting for change. We're inventing it. Along with our members. We're making it. We're making the change. So, be the change. Be the change, ladies and gentlemen. Get your blood pumping. Go live your best life. To glory for the King. So where's this headed? Well, we've had the biblical shift. Pope's dead. Looks like they're replacing the Pope with a black Pope. See if that pans out. Class S, you know who he is. That demon's out. Looks like kind of like mission accomplished by the demonic beings, doesn't it? Looks like mission accomplished as the sun rises above me. Very biblical. That's what's going on here. So I want you to kind of maybe look through things with a different lens today. I tune into a lot of great people too. You know who they are. But everyone's kind of parroting the same BS. Not many solutions though, right? This is a solution. You see that? Islandproject.com, see this? Solution. $33.5 million, no bank debt. Soon to be a multi-billion-dollar tokenized portfolio. 6 properties already owned, already done. Completed. Already in full operation. Literally, if you call my dad right now, text him at 808-442-2934. Come in with 250K, 150K, 500K, $1 million. You can literally book your stay coming up this summer. June, July, August. And you can have peace of mind. Number one, your money's safe because you've banked it. A lot of you don't understand this. This is a bank. There is no bank debt. It is a safe bank outside of the system during the economic USD destabilization, collapse of fiat currency, reset into the digital 2.0, the dollar 2.0, into the new Mar-a-Lago Bretton Woods, which Donald Trump has freaking planned while you're making money. Because again, you got to get out of USD. You got to get out of the dollars. The dollars are weak. Got to get out of euros. You got to get out of fiat. Trump is going to backtrack on the tariffs. We knew that. He'll do that. He'll knock tariffs down like 50%. Got my brew. He'll knock them off like 50% from what they're currently at. 100%. Right? Just a ploy of negotiation. He's going to end the war in Ukraine. Taiwan will be taken by China. That's the trade-off. That's the chess move. It's already been decided by the world elites, not Trump. People above Trump. The Peter Thiels of the world, etc. And even Peter Thiel, we know who he is. There's people far more powerful than him that fund him. They've already decided. And this whole system's being reset. You're living through it now. And it's what we predicted for freaking 20 years. So none of this should be a surprise to anybody. Like, Bitcoin's not a surprise. Of course it's going to trade at $2 to $3 million a coin. That's what I've been saying for 15 years. So it's not a surprise. It wasn't luck either, by the way. So many people are like, "Oh, you're so lucky because you got the Bitcoin thing." It's like I rolled the dice or something and got lucky. It's not luck. It was a guarantee when I bought Bitcoin under 1,000. Just like IslandProject.com is a guarantee. We already own this stuff, guys. We already own it. It's not luck. God did it. We give all glory to him, our amazing team, Papa John, our glorious members from 12 different nation states, a lot more than that, around the world, 400 member investors. But it ain't luck. You don't get ahead in life just by luck. You got to crush heads, man. You got to work your butt off. Got to do the push-ups in the morning. Got to have faith. Got to be a spiritual warrior. Got to know God. So I want you to look at what's happening. Here's the angle. I want you to look at what's happening as an opportunity, not just a disruption. There's always disruption and opportunity. My wife's, my father-in-law, cowboy, grew up on a farm, real cowboy. Really great guy. He's given me a lot of motivation in my life, and I consider him a very amazing man and great mentor. But he always told me, "Christopher, there's always money to be made. Always money to be made in disruption." I never forgot that. And it's been one of the secrets to my success. He says, "Christopher, you'll be rich and broke and rich and broke." Not me particularly, but he said, he's been rich and broke many times. And he said none of it mattered. And his focus has always been freedom. He'd prefer to go fishing out on a boat or a lake in the middle of nowhere and have the government out of his face and kind of disappear and not exist. He considers that freedom, and I think he's probably right. So don't look at what's happening today as just a negative event which you don't have any control over. Number one, God's in control. God wins. We're all victorious. These evil demons will bend the knee to Jesus Christ's imminent return. Hallelujah. We'll be riding with him in the clouds on a white horse. Well, look at this stuff as an opportunity of what you can do. What can you do now? Well, number one, change your mindset to the 1000X. Number two, join like minds like us. You can do that for free. Number three, get an island project. Definitely get your money out of the banks. You don't want it sitting in a sovereign institution during sovereign debt collapse and bond implosion and tariff wars and economic collapse and dollar 2.0 reset into Bitcoin and the new economic financial hegemonic order. You don't want to be, that was crazy. There's a B right there. You don't want to be of a negative mind, right? You want to be in the new system that you create. So join the new system. My dad and I are encouraging all of our members come visit. We want you to do a rotation across Maui, Big Island, Waikiki, now 6 properties. Lucky number 7 will be Thailand. Be firing up the Learjet with Papa John. We'll be closing on a massive mega mansion with a yacht and a helicopter out front. I ain't joking. As a part of the international expansion. The funding round closes. We will then shortly scale as a part of our DCA plan, already roadmapped, to the 13 colonies of the 13 properties of the founders. At the same time, we tokenize this year in 2025, making you and all of our members rich, and then expanding to hundreds and hundreds of properties internationalized around the world, creating the first ever digital Noah's Ark ecosystem outside of the system, privately owned, blockchain technology, fractional opportunity of real use, lifestyle enhancement, and throw a couple Lamborghinis, Lambos, and Ferraris, and some of the units for members to enjoy, because life is short. So, Ukraine peace will be inked soon. You heard it here first. 2, this is your opportunity of a lifetime to make money. Take advantage of the disruption while you still can. This is like getting into big tech or Google stock when I sold the IPO at Merrill Lynch when I was a young man. It's like getting into Bitcoin 15 years ago when I recommended it and taught it to millions of people around the world. And now, tokenized real estate is the best opportunity in the world, backed by a real property and a host of them. So I love you all. Got to catch the jet. Doing the international tour. I'll have more updates. Thank you for your prayers. I'm praying for you. Maintain the faith. Love God. Love people. Make disciples. And find solutions during the economic, biblical, end time, tribulatory war of our spiritual lives. And do it with us here at the Ark. God bless. Talk to you all soon. Like and share. Please call us below 808-442-2934. Fill it out for 150 units. Get in before we slam the doors shut. Make sure you're part of our tokenization and book your reservation to come use our amazing internationalized properties here at theislandproject.com this summer. Talk to you all soon. Like and share.